Hi guys, so whilst we wait for any further news and details about Plants vs Zombies 3, I thought today's video would be a great opportunity to discuss my top 5 features I'd love to see added to the game. With PvZ returning to its roots, as PopCap have stated, there are a couple of features on my list that we have seen in previous titles, but in 2021 I think there are some really good opportunities to revisit and expand on many of these gameplay mechanics and modes. So with that being said, let's dive into number 1, which is a Sandbox Mode, a mode that can be found in the Plants vs Zombies BT fan game. I know most of you will know immediately what this is, but for those who don't, in PvZ BT, this is basically a mode that allows you to simulate levels and situations without the restrictions of sun or anything like that. You can choose where to place both plants and zombies, so you can test out different strategies, tactics, and grasp a better idea of what each of the characters can do. It also gives scope to just have a bit of fun, creating crazy instances of like 500 Gargs versus 10 Gatling Peas or something like that. In PvZ BT, this game mode is available immediately. However, I think a really nice way to integrate this would be to turn it into a sort of interactive almanac in PvZ 3. As you progress through the game and start to unlock new plants and zombies, in turn it would unlock that particular character in the Sandbox mode so you could learn more about it, what the strengths and weaknesses are, etc. Alternatively, it could just be a mode you unlock as a reward for completing the main adventure mode. Moving on to number 2, which is a feature from the renowned Project Eclipse for PvZ 2, but this is not actually something within the mod itself, but something that was made alongside it, a level builder. Being the type of game PvZ is, I just think a level builder makes complete sense, and I'm amazed we haven't seen one in an official title yet. I think this could be a huge game changer that would really extend PvZ 3's shelf life. As we've seen with the likes of Skyrim or Fallout, both mods and any feature that allows the community to create their own content can really make a game last and grow over a very long time. Much like Fortnite's creative mode or games like Mario Maker, I think PvZ would benefit hugely from a feature like this. If the devs gave the community these types of tools, I really think it could be a very successful feature indeed. I mean, the amount of mods and fan games that are already out there for PvZ is ridiculous, so I think having some official tools would really be amazing. Continuing with things made by the community, the next feature on my list is a zombie mode that allows you to join Zomboss's army and eat all those tasty brains. Again, this comes from a PvZ 2 mod. This one is called iZombie. Now, of course, in the past we have been able to play as the zombies in the original PvZ's Versus mode, but for me, I think this could be expanded into a full zombie adventure mode, very much like in this mod. I think especially now we've had the shooter games that have allowed us to play as the zombies, I think it just makes sense to add this feature into the tower defense games as well. It ticks all the boxes for me, it goes back to the roots of PvZ as we saw this feature in the original, it gives the game a unique selling point and makes it stand out, and also adds something new but without going too far and changing the formula too much. So that's it for number 3, but it brings us nicely onto the next feature which I mentioned a moment ago. Versus mode, a fantastic entertaining mode that was available only on the console version of PvZ 1, a really great feature at the time but sadly only supported local players. With online gaming skyrocketing since that time and technology moving on, I think revisiting this game mode but adding multiplayer could be a massive win. I think possibly when the content was added, the devs never expected Versus mode to be as popular as it turned out to be. Again, like I said earlier about the level builder, I think this would give the game extra longevity. A replayable competitive mode would go a long way in my opinion. The final feature on my list is probably a lot more reasonable and likely than my other ideas. Whilst a lot of my previous ones would have been amazing to see, I think it just might be wishful thinking. To just see one of them would be fab, let alone all of them. Anyway, the last feature I would like to see is offline play. Whilst it is 2021, I think a lot of developers, particularly those who make mobile games, often forget that not everybody has access to the internet or access to good, stable internet. Many games today have a Wi-Fi connection as a requirement to play the game, which I partly understand. I mean, you do need internet to download an app in the first place, but I think it potentially neglects a good chunk of potential players. Even if it made it so offline players only had access to the adventure mode or free play, I think it would be a pro player feature that the community would greatly appreciate. But anyway, there you go guys, my top 5 features I would love to see in PvZ 3. As usual, let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments below, I would love to hear your ideas. But other than that, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, turn on notifications, and if you want to support the channel further, check out my Patreon page by clicking on screen now or through the link in the description. Okay, thanks guys, bye.